The job market in 2024 is so bad right now that it's almost hilarious how cooked the candidate is before they even apply to a position. I've applied to maybe like 80 to 90 different places. I've gotten a couple of callbacks, but nothing has really lined up. But I think this following experience just really sums up the way things are at right now, that I was mad, but it was almost like a shock of how things played out. But essentially, I applied to the following position. Similar career path, similar skills that they were looking for. So I was like, shoot, why not? And I get an email back, the one here, saying like, hey, we're interested in you. We want you to take this 30 to 40-minute test. Before talking to anyone, before talking to a recruiter or anything, just take this test. And my first thought would be like, not the most ideal situation, but I'm sure this is a way that this company weeds out other people that aren't serious. So let me lock in. Let me actually set aside time on my computer. Let me open the test assessment and get to work on it. And I do. In the middle, I should have honestly just had my email tab open because I'd set off everything. But after I had finished the test, in the middle of it, I got this email saying, hey, by the way, we told you were interested, but nah, we changed our minds. We're actually no longer interested. So I would say to other people that right now their job situation is not the best, thug it out for a couple of months, because it seems like no one's hiring right now. But if you recently got hired or just landed a role that you were looking to get, what has been your experience? Would love to know in the comments that has helped you get the competitive edge in the job market right now.
Bro, this job market, I swear to God, I feel like these people are playing with us. I swear. Tell me why I'm in the third stage of an interview process and I thought that everything was going smoothly, but the hiring manager and the recruiter told me the hiring manager decided to go on paternity leave. Take your paternity leave, but do not start an interview process where we have to wait about like a month later and ask like the recruiter, hey, is so-and-so, done with their paternity leave? Can we schedule a meeting? The next following step of the process. Like, what is this job market, man? They're just pissing me off. Like, what the fuck?
Job market is so bad right now that when you're trying to apply for a job, your ratio of even getting the job that you're applying for is 0 to none. Also, if you have a job, the job market is so bad that your job is overworking you and still paying you the same salary. They're switching up schedules on you, giving you more work, less pay, cutting budgets on you, pretty much jerking you around all around because they know where the job market is. They know even if you're looking for somewhere else to go, that's also going to probably jerk you around, that they could take advantage of you. Right now, it's like employment abuse going on. Like, you literally are underpaid, tired, and stressed out if you have a job. And if you don't have a job, you're stressed out because you can't find a job and you've been applying to over 100 places pretty much a week, or you've been unemployed for more than 2 years trying to find a job. The job market right now is so bad that you're literally getting abused as a human being. It's super sad.
I have been looking for a job for over 2 months. 2 months! I've gotten interviews. I've had people say, oh yeah, girl, I'll call you. And then they never do. I've had so many questions of people be like, so how would your family describe you? I hope good.
Really the simplest jobs like Sally's and Ulta. Like, are you kidding me? Just because I haven't had any retail experience does not mean that I won't slay at this job. It's Sally's. You are paying under minimum wage and you're being picky? Picky? Anyways, that's my life right now.
Next month will be officially 1 year since I have been unemployed and got laid off from my agency job. I've networked with barely anybody responding back to me. I've interviewed, got to multiple last rounds. Always got the same feedback that they went with somebody with more experience, but I was a great candidate. I've applied to over 1,000 jobs. I've applied to even low-paying jobs. I've applied to internships. I don't know what else to do. I ask questions at the end of the interview. I get to know them. Like, I don't know what else they want from me.
Like, why the fuck is the job market so motherfucking ghetto right now? Like, it's so ghetto. Like, if you got a job, you better hold on to that motherfucker tight. Like, hold on for dear life. Like, You need to stay with the job that you are at. If you don't like it, just deal with it, suck it up, because baby, the job market right now ain't it. It's not it. You could be going on so many interviews, ain't nobody calling you back. You could be in group interviews, ain't nobody dealing with you.
Is anyone else sick and tired of this job market that we're currently in?
Of course we're tired. I've applied to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of jobs at this point. I haven't found one job that asked for 10 years of experience for an entry-level job. So when I filtered out and they asked me how much experience do I have, I told them I have 99. I have 99 years of experience, and I project managed for Noah's Ark. And you know what? I heard back from them. Are people serious that they would consider 99 years of experience? I should be retired. I should be dead, maybe. And that's what it takes to get a response back from employers?
I'm being so humbled by looking for service jobs in the 2024 job market. I'm currently having trouble finding work in the major I studied in college, so I've been applying to a ton of service jobs. I feel like no matter what the job is, they all want you to have a bachelor's degree, 1 to 3 years experience, and the pay is like $20 to $22 an hour. I also just got rejected from Whole Foods too, which is rough. I have experience working at a grocery store and my availability was pretty open, so maybe I somehow just scream red flags. But anyways, I just wanted to share my thoughts in case anyone else feels like they're getting humbled, and cheers to hoping to find a job so I can stay in San Francisco.
The job market in 2024 is absolutely terrible. If you are thinking about quitting your job and going to another employer, I would highly recommend you reconsider. Literally nobody is hiring right now, and if you leave your current employer for a new job, you run the risk of your new employer reducing headcount and you getting laid off eventually. It doesn't matter what type of job you're looking for or what industry you're in, literally nobody is hiring right now. I'm personally not actively looking for a job, but I've put out my resume just to get a feel of what the job market looks like. I've been rejected, I haven't heard back, or I've gotten emails from companies saying that they're no longer hiring for the position anymore. And in our current economic climate, it's really rough out there. Everything is super expensive. So your number one goal needs to be bringing in income. Look, I get it. You might have a coworker you don't like, a boss you don't like. Maybe you've been at the role for too long and you just need a fresh change of scenery. But if your job is stable and it's paying you okay money, I recommend you staying. The economy is so tough right now. If you scroll through LinkedIn right now, you'll see a ton of people posting about how they've been unemployed for 6, 7, 8 months and they still haven't had any luck, even just getting interviews. At some point, it's going to be a job seeker's market again. But as of right now, it's not that. So highly recommend you sticking at your current place of employment, or if you're looking for a new job, just getting anything where you can bring in income.
Let's talk about the current job market. The job market in 2024, yo, is so bad to the point, bro, you gotta jump through so many hoops just to get an interview, bro. I had lost my job like a couple weeks ago. So like I was just applying to any job that would freaking give me an interview, that would even say anything to me. In my field, not in my field. I was just like, bro, like I just need a job. This one company writes back and they schedule an interview with me on Zoom at like 10 o'clock, like on a Tuesday. So I put that stuff on, I'm looking presentable. I'm on Zoom at like 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm just waiting. Nobody showed up. Fast forward to like 4 o'clock, the same day in the afternoon, I get a freaking call and it's the guy from the company. He's like, bro, you weren't on Zoom. We didn't see you. I was like, I didn't see y'all either. So he sends me another link to another Zoom meeting. So I tap the link. I get on there. It's literally a scam. All the job wants me to do is literally just pick up the phone and call people all day. Basically customer service. But no base pay. It's like sale oriented. You got to sell some BS over the phone. And like, once I figured out like what it was, I left the Zoom meeting. At this point, I'm like 100 applications deep into this journey of trying to find a new job. I'm talking to all my people around me. Like I'm using my resources because you know you are as good as all your resources that you have around you. And I was able to find a new job. I currently have a new job now, but I didn't get it the traditional way. I got it off somebody that I knew. And that's why I say, you know, you're as good as your resources. Because if I didn't have that person, if I didn't have that friend, I'd probably still be over here searching for a job, getting stressed out, overwhelmed. If you're a person that's watching this video right now, struggling, getting frustrated because you can't get a job and they're playing with you, I want you to know something. Don't beat yourself up about it. God has a plan for you and God is going to prevail for you. He's going to provide. In the Bible, it says, Don't worry about tomorrow, for today has enough trouble of its own.
So far, I'm 1,600 job applications in, and once I post this video, I'm gonna go apply for another few hundred.
So the guy in the video you saw, he sent out over 1,600 job applications, yet he didn't get any job offer. So I do not know what is the average number of job applications people should go through before they land on a job offer, but 1,600 applications seems to be way above the average. I know the economy is really bad, but I do not know the economy is this bad. Then I stumbled onto this video that I'm going to show you. This is a guy from the high-tech industry. He's a recruiter, and he's going to explain to you what's going on with the job market. I want you to hear what he says.
Actually, no, they're not rejecting everyone. They're simply not hiring.
So they are not hiring? Then why do they put all the jobs out of there?
I hate to tell you this, but these jobs don't exist. I'm a tech recruiter, and I get ghosted by my company and other agencies we work for and positions we try to fill 90% of the time. I'll have people get first round, second round, third round interviews, even to the point where, yeah, they're going to figure out the financials and send them a job offer. That doesn't happen. There is no offer. All they do is they're trying to make it look like they're busy, and it looks like they're hiring. And then for whatever reason at the end of the road, oh, it doesn't work out. I am literally being told now to don't worry about what hires I get, just worry about hitting my numbers. So that means all they care about is me submitting resumes, and that's it.
So there's simply no jobs. Simply no jobs. And people just going through all the rehearsals and to put up a show to make it look like they are hiring. However, they are not hiring. If this is not scary, I do not know what can scare you more.
Guys, if you're in corporate America in 2024, you're literally one email with HR CC'd on it away from losing your job. The amount of layoffs that companies doing are not slowing down. And particularly if you're working at a really large company, a tech company, you are susceptible to being laid off. And I don't care if you've been at the company for 5 days or 25 years. I'm running across people who have been really loyal to companies for decades. And then suddenly they wake up, they notice they have an email with that manager and HR CC'd on it, and they just get like a sinking feeling right away and know what's gonna happen. This is not the same time period that your grandparents grew up in, where you could work a job for 5, 10, 30 years and then retire nicely and it all kind of works out. If the last few years has taught us anything, it's corporate loyalty is dead both ways. Like, we don't trust companies and they don't really value loyalty. And if it makes sense for them profit-wise, they will cut hundreds, maybe even thousands of people. That's corporate life in 2024.
This job market is absolutely insane right now. I just went to a developers conference to try to network and get my name out there. There is a sport company there that I've wanted to get into for the longest time. Talked to the HR person, they just so happen to have a product manager position probably being added this week. I was like, dude, sports runs my entire life. He said, well, this position is specifically looking for club volleyball. I said, perfect. I play competitive basketball. I know how these things work. I know how parents work. I know how the different clubs work. I know how different youth sports interact with one another. I know this industry. He's like, well, you don't have specific club volleyball experience. I'm like, dude, sports, I know everything inside and out of sports. I asked if I could talk to the hiring manager. He didn't feel comfortable sharing my contact information with the hiring manager because she was too busy and that I didn't have specific club volleyball experience. Like, what are we doing anymore? Like, seriously.
I just finished a 2-week coding boot camp. Do you got a job for me? Oh, wow. That's 2 weeks more than average. Here's a $400,000 offer. I have a bachelor's, master's, and PhD, plus 4 years of experience, and I just want an entry-level role that pays $20,000 a year.
Brother, what's that?
Y'all, I've had a realization recently that a lot of people do not understand the reality of the job market in 2024, so I just want to share some information with you. In 2024, it is normal that people will send out hundreds of job applications and not even hear back. Literally, not that they're not getting interviews, they're just literally never hearing back. It has become quite normal that people are submitting hundreds of applications before they even land a single interview. It has become very, very normal for a job search to take over 6 months and often up to a year. And then alongside all of this, people who are on the job market are getting a ton of misinformation. They post that they're looking for work and they start getting all of these messages from people offering to write their resume or sell them career coaching services. Never mind that half those people are doing that work because they can't land jobs for themselves. And we have been in a period of inflation since 2020, so people are already operating with less savings and less of a cushion. And then on top of that, those unemployment benefits haven't necessarily increased. So for most people, even if you're maxing out the unemployment, you may not be able to pay your bills. And then it gets even more complicated by all sorts of kind of shady practices, honestly. I've heard stories of companies posting jobs so that they can drive traffic to their website. I have heard of companies posting jobs and as part of the job application process requiring that people create an account on their website, which is certainly a great way to get people to start using your product. There are so many job boards that are just scraping whatever jobs are out there, and so you may be applying for jobs that aren't even open anymore. And there are even companies that are posting completely fake jobs to try to get job seekers' information. We keep hearing about how the economy is booming, and for some people it is. The stock market is doing great. If you have a lot of money in the bank, you are probably gaining a lot of interest. We keep hearing about the really low unemployment, and there is low unemployment, but a lot of those jobs are not jobs that pay a living wage for 2024 standards. And on top of that, a lot of people are underemployed because they just took jobs to get them through this period when they got laid off the last couple years. I don't really have any great purpose for sharing this. I just think it's important for people to have this context because I don't think everyone does. And I think that if you are aware of that, it might help you show a little bit more empathy, try to be a little bit more supportive of what people are going through. It might lead you to talk to your company's recruiting team and see if there's ways that they can improve the process and the experience for people applying. Maybe it'll motivate you to check in on people in your network who are currently unemployed and see if you can help them in some way. Maybe if you've been a hiring manager or recruiter yourself, you can offer a free resume review so they don't have to pay someone. Maybe you can offer a referral to your company. Maybe you can offer to make some introductions to people in your network. And if nothing else, hopefully it builds a little bit more empathy for what people are going through. Because if you're not in a situation right now where you are actually aware of how bad it is from firsthand experience, then you are lucky. But most of us have very little control over whether we're laid off or not, and it only takes one layoff for us to be in the same situation.
So I've been seeing a lot of videos about how horrendous the job market is and how people are applying to almost 200 jobs a day and only get 3 interviews. This is beyond ridiculous if it's true, which I don't doubt it. Also, I've been seeing a lot of ghost jobs as well, meaning companies posting jobs, but in reality, they're not hiring. This is for people in Houston specifically who are employed but are, exploring their options. How are you doing it? I'm about to start exploring my options and I'm trying to figure out how in the hell am I supposed to manage working the amount of time I work and still apply for 200 jobs. Also, are the people that are having difficult time, is it because of education or job experience, or it's just all across? Please enlighten me. I would love to know and hear people's perspectives.